Let's talk about beagles, those floppy-eared, food-loving, howling machines that have somehow managed to charm their way into our hearts and homes. If you've ever owned a beagle, you know they come with their own unique set of quirks. Today, we're diving into 3 of the most defining features of this breed. Their big ears, their penchant for eating poop, and their melodious howls. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. First up, those big ears. Have you ever wondered why beagles have such enormous ears? It's like they're walking around with 2 giant satellite dishes on the sides of their heads. These ears aren't just for show, they serve a purpose. Beagles were bred as hunting dogs, and those floppy ears help to trap scents from the ground. They can pick up the faintest whiff of something interesting from miles away. It's like having a built-in GPS for smells. You could be cooking dinner in the kitchen, and your beagle will be in the living room, sniffing out that roast chicken like it's a bloodhound on a mission. Those ears are working overtime. But let's be honest, those big ears also mean they're prone to all sorts of ear-related issues. You'd think with all that surface area, they'd be able to hear everything perfectly. Instead, they end up with ear infections that would make any human cringe. You take them to the vet, and it's like a scene out of a horror movie. "Oh yes, Mr. Vet, my beagle has been scratching at his ears again." And there you are, imagining what kind of horror is lurking in those floppy folds. Now let's move on to one of the most baffling behaviors of beagles, the infamous poop-eating habit. Yes, I'm talking about poop eating, an elegant term for a not-so-elegant behavior. Why do these adorable creatures feel the need to munch on their own feces, or even that of other animals? It's like they think they're at an all-you-can-eat buffet. There are several theories behind this revolting habit. For starters, puppies often mimic their mothers who instinctively eat their puppy's poop to keep the den clean. It's a survival tactic, but then you have adult beagles continuing this behavior as if they've forgotten what food actually is. Maybe they're just trying to recycle? Waste not, want not, right? Some experts suggest that it could be due to dietary deficiencies. If your beagle isn't getting enough nutrients from its food, thanks to those fillers and cheap kibble, they might turn to poop as an alternative source of nutrition. So really, it's not just gross. It's also a cry for help. "Hey human, I'm starving over here." And let's not forget boredom. A bored beagle is a crafty beagle. If they're not getting enough mental stimulation or exercise, they'll find creative ways to entertain themselves, like turning their own poop into a snack. It's like living with a tiny little garbage disposal that has no sense of taste or decency. Finally, we can't discuss beagles without mentioning their howling. Oh boy, can these dogs howl. If you thought your neighbor's dog was loud, wait until you hear a beagle in full voice. Their howls are like an operatic performance that could rival any Broadway show. They howl when they're excited, when they're lonely, or when they just feel like it, because why not? Howling is part of their heritage as hunting dogs. It's how they communicate with other dogs while tracking down prey. But in suburbia, not so much. You might find yourself explaining to your neighbors why your dog sounds like it just spotted Bigfoot in the backyard. Oh no, that's just Rufus expressing his inner wolf. And let's face it, sometimes they howl just because they can. You might catch them staring out the window at passing cars or barking at squirrels like they're auditioning for America's Got Talent. It's as if they've decided that silence is overrated and that every moment should be filled with sound. In conclusion, beagles are wonderfully quirky creatures with big ears that help them sniff out everything from treats to trouble, an appetite for poop that leaves us scratching our heads, and voices that could fill an opera house. They may drive us crazy at times, but these lovable hounds bring joy and laughter into our lives every day. So embrace the chaos because life with a beagle is never dull. It's always loud and full of love.